I want to make enough money I can fly
private?
Yeah.
Shh, I ain't flying private. Spirit. Put me on Spirit. Exit row, window seat. That's all I need. Long as I get from point A to point B. I don't need private. Athletes more so. If you can get to a point in your career where your name becomes bigger than anything you can purchase, there's your value.
Wow.
My name itself, Ocho Cinco at one point, even still to this day, is bigger than, why am I driving a Ferrari? Why am I driving a Rolls Royce and I'm Ocho? Oh, we talk about jewelry and watches and chains. Never bought real anything when I was playing. Never. What was the point? I went to Claire's.
So all you do?
Yes, for what? What am I doing it for? The women don't deal with you anyway because of who you are.
Right.
And then the other women who really doing their homework, don't Google how much you're making already.
Right.
Why am I buying a $50,000 watch, $80,000 watch? What time is it real quick, please?
It's 20 minutes to 4.
How much that cost me?
It didn't cost you nothing.
Because time is free. So
Yeah.
what I'm paying for?
Right.
For what? I'm Ocho. What's the point?
Right.
There's nothing I can buy that's bigger than my name alone. So it made no sense. But everybody's caught up in image and looking a certain way and being rich. It's me. It's pointless. You know how hard it is to live like that all the time, consistently, and be fly every day?
Yeah.
Jewelry and, listen, eras of rappers. Think about the era before us.
Right.
Everybody was flashy, stunned, and after 10 years, what happens?
They ain't flashy, they ain't stuff.
No, you can't. It's impossible to sustain.
Right.
It's impossible. People, social media, well, if I spin this bag, I'm gonna just go make it back. It ain't like you think.
No.
And people, they think the cure and the fix for the problem is, well, give me more money, I'm gonna be all right. Well, the more you make, the more you spend.
Right.
If you have no discipline and no structure.
Yes, absolutely.
Every time.
Yes.
Every time. Well, just give me more and more. No, the more you get, the more you're gonna spend. And people ain't gonna listen because we are caught up in looking a certain way, living a certain way, trying to appease others who don't really care nothing about you, just to say, oh, I got it.
Wow.
Well, shit, I got it too and I had it for almost 30 years. I done saved, what, 83% of my salary. I don't need validation from nobody on the outside. That's another downfall. In society, we always need validation and acceptance from.
What's good, YouTube? It's your man CJ, aka the High Value Nurse, checking in once again, back with another video. Man, Ocho was dropping some serious game. Ocho was dropping some serious game. And I agree with a lot of what he said. I think I agree with everything he said, to be honest with you. Besides the spirit thing, I don't agree with that, but it is what it is. Shout out to Ocho. But that made me want to make this video. Nurses get so caught up in validation and receiving validation from everybody else. It's almost crazy to a certain degree. Validation, nurses seek, they might be the most validation seekers on the planet. And not all, of course, but I think a lot of them, because when it comes to this, and a lot of us get caught up in titles. Titles, that's a big one. Titles. Some people will break their necks to say, I am a such and such of such and such. You feel me? And are miserable at the job. Hate the job that they do. But you need validation from your peers, and you got this title just to try to stunt on somebody. Nah, listen, I'm all for stunting. But if you're going to do something, you need to do it because you wanted to do it, and not so much you need validation for it. Now, Ocho Cinco did an interview. He was in this interview saying that he wore fake jewelry. And he wore it because what was the point of buying real jewelry? He's Ocho Cinco. He's Ocho Cinco. You know what I'm saying? He got the paper. The girl's gonna screw him because he's Ocho Cinco. Like, what was the point? And that made a lot of sense when he said that. And again, here's the thing. I'm not against buying nice things. I'm not against buying nice things. I'm not against people flying private. I'm not against people flying in first class. I feel like if you work for it and that's what you want and what you want to do, then by all means, go do it. But a lot of us, especially nurses, get caught up in living above our means to impress somebody else with less than us. That makes no sense. That makes no sense whatsoever. And I like nice things. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I like cruises. I'll spend $20,000 on a vacation because that's what I love to do. But it has to make sense at the same time. But I'm not doing it because I'm trying to shit on somebody. You dig what I'm saying? I'm not doing it because I'm trying to do that. I'm doing it because that's just simply what I enjoy to do. And that's how I keep my sanity. But my car, I drive a 06 Impala. And we got another car. It's a 09 Impala. It's not new cars. It's not new cars. It's no car notes. Nothing like that. We stay in a good neighborhood. Rent could be lower, but it's not stupid. You did? It's not stupid. But that's the thing. I really try to live below my means. For real, because I prioritize the most important things. And again, I don't care what another person thinks. And that's something I see with a lot of nurses. A lot of nurses get so caught up in titles and get so caught up in what other people or what another peer may have to say about them on a personal level, not a professional level, not because you're doing a bad job or you're just an awful nurse or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you've hurt a patient. No, but just because that person simply don't like you because you woke up this morning. You know what I'm saying? Like, dumb stuff like that. Why do you care? Oh, and the best one. And I get it. Nobody likes to be insulted. I get it. Nobody likes to be belittled. Nobody likes to have their position belittled. And I guess maybe this is where I need to be more empathetic. But I see so many LPNs get so mad when people be like, oh, you're not an RN? Or LPNs don't make no money? Or you're a little paid nurse? Or you're a low paid nurse? And all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, why do you care? Like, why do you care? Like, it was this one time I was working in assisted living. And this one lady who was not a nurse said that, oh, well, you're not, she told this one girl she wasn't a real nurse because she was an LPN. And that literally messed up that girl's whole day. She almost started crying. And I'm just like, you better not let no other female influence how the rest of your day gonna go like that. That's crazy. Because it's a good chance you make more than she do. And that's the thing. When I hear people insulting LPNs and all that kind of stuff, 9 times out of 10, you're probably doing better than them in life, period. Anyway, so who cares? Like, who really cares? Like, I don't. Does the check clear? You know what I'm saying? Does the check clear? That's why I love what Ocho Cinco was saying in that interview. Like, we caught up on validation for what? I don't need to validate myself to nobody. You know how many nurses it is right now that are in positions that they cannot stay in? But just because it's a position, it may be a higher position with a title, a damn title, they finna go flaunt and stunt to everybody else, but go home crying every night. You know how many people that I know that are LPNs and that are RNs that absolutely hate being a nurse? Seriously, that hate being a nurse because they just don't like the job, but they so caught up in the title that they just do it anyway. And that's the worst type of person. If you ask me, I feel like if you hate doing something, then you shouldn't do it. I don't hate being a nurse. You dig what I'm saying? I don't hate it at all. I actually enjoy it. But there's a lot of people that literally hate being a nurse. But they just literally, like, they only do it to pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? And I get it, a job is a job, but you still have to show some kind of moral value when you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't care about a validation from a peer of mine. If you're not my patient, or if you're not somebody that's trying to help me get better in my game or in my career, then what what are we talking about? What am I mad at you for? Either we on the same level, or what? Like, I've never understood it, but it is what it is, man. That's why I was really feeling that video, because Ultra was really spitting some ism. I'm not doing nothing for nobody else just so somebody can say, oh, CJ fly. No, trust me, I love getting dressed up. I love looking fly. You dig? But you're a fool if you think I'm finna spend $5,000 on some shoes. If that's what you want to do, though, then by all means do it. But that does nothing for me. You dig what I'm saying? That does nothing for me. And this is why I really do think they need to teach financial literacy in nursing school instead of one of those dumb classes that we don't need. Financial literacy should be a class in nursing school, because when you are making that type of money, you need to learn how to balance it and make good choices, good decisions. So, but anyway, let me know how y'all feel in the comments, man. We get too caught up on other people's validation, and we get too caught up in titles. And I get it. If you are striving to be something, if you are striving to further your education, if you are striving for a title because you want it and not to impress nobody else, then that's wonderful. But if you're doing it just to get a rise out of somebody, that's whack. Because 9 times out of 10, that person don't even care. So, anyway. My name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know how you feel. Until next time, I bid you adieu. Peace.